Hey everyone, it's Jo Carter here and Koopy. Welcome back to my channel. I'm on the floor and I'm going to be doing a slightly different kind of video. It's still going to be an unhaul, but it's probably not going to be very big, and it's going to be more of a bit of a chat about what's going on in the world and particularly in the internet with the Black Lives Matter movement. So the first portion of the video, I just want to do a bit of a chat as to what I have learnt so far. So yesterday, it's Monday now? Yesterday, which was Sunday, I posted a video about my May wrap-up, and I thought it was very convenient that I had recently read a book about the rise and fall of Hitler and his political views, because I thought that it was really topical, considering that how do we, less than 100 years later, have this kind of racism happening just because people don't fit into a certain cookie cutter idea of what a specific person or people think the world should be and what people should look like. That I thought was really heartbreaking, but I guess I still live a really sheltered life, and I'm someone who doesn't really know as much about what it's like. Come and sit down. You were happy before. There we go. I don't really know what it's like to be going through. Well, I have no idea. I really don't. The only ideas that I have is when people have talked about their experiences, because I am a white, very privileged Australian girl. I'm 25. I'm pretty sure my descendants are German and Irish, so very white. And I am in a country, Australia, that was colonised by the English. I have learned a bit of education about my country's history, about how they came over and colonised and took all the land away from the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. My goal is to get educated about this kind of thing and to continue to bring diversity into the world. I'm here with my TBR, so this shelf and this shelf is TBR, they're mainly there. I'm getting through this, but my sort of excuse as to why I don't read very diversely is that, oh well, I have to get my TBR down because that's my goal, then I can spend more money and become more diverse. But that is an excuse, and I was actually thinking about yesterday what videos I should do, and I wanted to do the 5-star prediction one, but when I was thinking about which books on my TBR I would pick to do my 5-star predictions, I could only think of 2, maybe 3. And it's like, well, hang on. If I only think that 3 books out of the 30 or 31, I think, that I've got on my TBR at the moment, why am I keeping a lot of them? Some of them I don't even think are going to be 4 stars. Some I think are going to be 3 or less, which is not super bad, but I don't want to be buying books that I think are going to be mediocre. You want to buy books that you think are going to be amazing, and then, you know, because that's life, you're going to find that some of them are going to be mediocre. But I don't want to keep books here that I think are going to be mediocre when there is so much work and education and reading to be done from my point of view, and to make sure that I have so many diverse books out there. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go through my TBR again, and I'm going to unhaul all the books that I think are going to be mediocre. To be honest, there is not going to be many because I have already worked down my TBR a lot. There's not going to be many. But for every book that I unhaul, I'm going to purchase another book that is diverse. So it's not always going to be about an African American person, though I'm going to aim to have at least one, and one about an Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander person, because, you know, I need to learn about what's happening in my own backyard as well. I literally had, I have been aware of racism over in America, and I know that there is racism in Australia, but I hadn't heard anything about these Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander people who have been killed in Australian custody. That is how much the media just doesn't, you can't just listen to the media as to how you get your news and your information. You've got to look at other sources. I don't have all the answers for that yet. That's why I'm getting myself educated, and I need to know more. We cannot keep walking in this world with blinkers on and only choosing to see what we see, or what the white controllers of the media want us to see. We have to be open-eyed again. Also, in my May wrap-up, I asked people for recommendations onto what books I should be reading to educate myself, but it's like, no, don't expect someone to do the work for you. They don't need to. you as a decent human being need to do the work for yourself. So I want to retract that little statement in there. If people like want to give recommendations, that's great, but I don't have to ask for recommendations in a video. I need to go and look for the recommendations myself, and as I learn over time, then I can do more recommendations, like me to other people, saying like, I've actually done the research, I've read these books, these I recommend to you guys. Like, it shouldn't be something that I'm waiting for someone to tell me to then go and do it. I don't need to be spoon-fed. I'm an adult. I have enough intelligence. I need to do this research now so that when I want to have kids in a few years and they're old enough to be taking in this literature, they don't have to just see the whitewashed literature. They can be the new generation that over time, hopefully the racism will just disappear. So let's get into the unhaul part of the video. This angle isn't actually as bad as I thought it would be as well. Like, I bought a ring light recently and I have brought it down to as small as it will go, and I thought the angle was going to be weird, but it's kind of cute. Like, we're on the couch, like on the floor together, just hanging out. So this stack here are Thoroughbred books. If you've been on my channel before, you'll know that I am collecting this middle grade series about 13 to 16-year-old girls writing racehorses. I'm keeping all of these. Dead Rage by Nicholas Ryan. I'm going to unhaul this one because even though like I've passed by it before, obviously in other unhauls, I'm just not a horror reader, and I'm keeping this one for Halloween, but I don't even feel like I want to read a zombie novel at Halloween. I'd rather read like a witchy one. So maybe I will look for a witchy diverse book to read for Halloween, and I'll be more excited about it and not terrified. But thank you to Nicholas Ryan, who is a self-published author who gave these books to me for review. This is not a reflection on him, this is a reflection on slightly different frame, but I ran out of room, so oh well. City of Swords Extravaganza. I'm keeping this one. It's a series that I'm finishing soon. Then we've got Ranger's Apprentice number 3 and number 5. Keeping them. Really enjoyed this series. Looking forward to continuing it. It's middle grade. So is the City of Swords. Adoration by Doris Lessing. Still kind of curious about this, but I don't think it's going to be amazing, and I think the romance is going to upset me because it doesn't end happily, so unhauling that. Non-fiction book, An Ordinary Man, which is the true story behind the movie Hotel Rwanda. Keeping this one, and it's diverse. The Girl Who Takes an Eye for an Eye. This is the 6th book, I believe, in the Millennium series, the first of which I just read and was in my May wrap-up, so I'm going to keep this because so far I want to continue with the series. Clockwork Angel and Clockwork Prince by Cassandra Clare. I'm going to keep these. These were actually what was going to be in my 5-star prediction videos. Maybe I'll do it because I'll be able to include my new books with these. 2 Trudy Canavans. This one being The Ambassador's Mission, which is the first book in the Traitor Spy trilogy, and then this one is The Magician's Apprentice, which is a prequel. I'm reading the series in between, before this one, sort of before this one, but this one's set before. It's a prequel, so in between these two I'm still reading and I'm enjoying, so I'm going to keep going. Played with Fire, which is the 2nd book in the Millennium series. As I said, I'm still reading the series. Voyager by Dana Gabaldon. On the fence with this one. It's just that I enjoyed Outlander, but I didn't enjoy the 2nd. I'm going to try this one. If I don't enjoy it, then the series is going, but I'll give this one a shot. Then we've got 8th book by the Victorian Education Department. This one's going to be an interesting book to read, especially on the topic of racism, because it was what was given to my grandpa in Victoria in Australia when he was in 8th form, I guess. So it's probably going to be highly racist, so it'll be interesting actually to read this one and do an analysis of it. A Study in Scarlet by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. I'm going to unhaul this one because I'm not excited about it. Potentially I will read the Sherlock Holmes series one day, but I'm not excited. A Storm of Swords Part 2, Blood and Gold by George R. R. Martin. Going to keep this one because I think it's going to be really interesting. I'm enjoying this series a lot more. A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. Yes, because I think this one is going to be fantastic too. Crazy Rich Avens by Kevin Kwan. I'm going to keep this one. It's also diverse and I hope to really enjoy this one as well. It was also going to be on my 5-star predictions. Then we've got number 9 in Sword Art Online and number 10 Sword Art Online, Actualizations Beginning and Risings. These are diverse as well because they're translated from Japan. They're by Riki Kawahara. Keeping these because I love the anime. Assassin's Apprentice by Unhaul, which is the first book in the Farseer trilogy. Yes, I'm hoping this one is going to be big. This one is probably one that is slightly... has less of a place on my TBR because I'm scared that it's going to be bad, but it's only based on what other people have said, not actually based on the back. So I'm going to try and forget those things. Then we've got Ice Station by Rafi Riley. I'm not getting like an I need this book feeling out of it. I'm going to keep it because I still strongly want to read it. And then we have A Feast of Crows, which is another George R.R. Martin, so I'm going to keep that. I'm getting rid of these 3 books. Dead Rage, Adoration, and A Study of Scarlet. Expect to be seeing a haul soon. Thanks everybody so much for watching. I hope everybody is safe, but I don't think everybody watching this is, so I'll see you all next time. Bye!